Woods, creek, tree, trauma. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, yeah, that is a great question. We ultimately are very dimensional beings, women, you know? Ah, that's interesting. I want to go so many ways with that question.
Congrats, by the way, for the next agent too. You are amazing. You are killing it.
Thank you, sir.
Did you miss Thailand too?
I do, yeah. It had a very, my favorite moment in Thailand was seeing a dude in the back of a truck in a hammock. And I was like, man, this is a cool city. He was just chilling out in traffic, and every time the car in front of him would move, he would just start swinging a little bit. And I was like, man, that looks nice. What
was your first reaction when Sean Ryan told you about season 2, or did you always knew that?
They sent me the first 5 scripts, and I was just tearing through them. You know, he sat me down before. I think they had everything written, and were like, "Do you have any thoughts about where this Peter should go, or you know, whatever?" He was very. All the writers have been very collaborative and supportive, and it's been great working with all of them. So I sent them my ideas, and then I read the first 5 scripts, and yeah, the first 5 scripts were just you know, you tear through them. They're great. Hopefully that it translates to a tense viewing experience.
Oh, I didn't even know that I was going to be in season 2, so that was like the first conversation. My first question was, am I in season 2? And he was like, yes, and we had like a big Zoom with all the writers, and they gave me no information. They just told me the time frame in which, you know, from season 1 to season 2, and they told me 9 months. So I was like, as a woman, that sounds like, am I pregnant? I was like, don't make me run around with a fake belly. That's where my mind went. And our poor our writers were just on the Zoom like, no, you're way off. So that was my first reaction. And then when I got the scripts, I couldn't stop reading them.
Can you tell us behind the scene moment from a scene that you might have looked easy on screen, but actually no?
Oh, yes, there was one moment in front of a place. I can't give a lot away, yeah, but there was one moment in front of a place where the prep was a little bit more intense, and it will look like, oh, just that little thing, you know, she's just talking, but it was a lot of chaos around us. We didn't have a closed set, if you will. We were out in the open, very much so, with noise that we couldn't control and whatnot. So what seemingly looked effortless was quite difficult, but yes, in front of certain landmarks, you have to do a little bit more prep because you're under time constraints. So,
man, I don't think I expected so much running, you know. So I think had I read the scripts, and I'm not really a fan of running, so had I read the scripts and been like, actually thinking about how we would logistically get all that me running around, I think I would have been a little, there's no way we're getting that. But I think going into it ignorant of the amount of running I had to do was for the better.
All of you guys look so strong. It's portrayed really strong. Why do you think it's important to portray such a strong female character in a series or a movie?
I mean, yeah, that is a great question. We ultimately are very dimensional beings, women, you know? We're strong, we have moments where we're not so strong, but I think, that's interesting. I want to go so many ways with that question. I think there is strength in like not being stereotypically strong as well, like vulnerability also holds strength, and women I think are very in touch with that. And I think in this season you see a lot of that from all 3 of our characters actually, where we have moments where we're strong and kind of like a rock solid wall, and then there are moments where we're vulnerable, and that's also a different type of strength. So I think it's important to see all kinds of strength, really, and I think we all kind of went through some sort of version of that in our own way, in our own storylines.
It's funny how the quote-unquote soft or more tender moments from female characters, when written by the right hand, makes us uniquely stronger and more uniquely equipped to handle the more viscerous, vital situations. So I find that it's very nice to see those soft, delicate moments evolve into something quite fierce.
Peter has got snake, cloud, knife, and pillow.
Yeah.
If you could choose your own quote to represent yourself, what would it be?
I'm just gonna rattle off things from my childhood. Woods, creek, tree, trauma. No, I'm just kidding. Snake. Played with snakes a lot as a kid, like reptiles, frogs, ponds. I was out in the woods a lot.